Let's munch.
Alright, so today we're making the creamiest, cheesiest lasagna that I guarantee you'll catch feelings for. First, you want to prep your celery, carrot and onion and cook in olive oil for a couple minutes. Then add your chili and garlic and ground beef and cook until brown. Next, we're going to dash Wait. At this point, you want to add your tomato paste and deglaze with red wine. Otherwise, you'll feel like this.
No!
Add in your beef stock and spice mix, which you can find on my Instagram, and then dash in some fresh basil and chopped parsley. We're going to cook this on low heat for about an hour. For the bechamel, you want to mix some butter and flour in a pot and then slowly stream in some milk. Add in your Gruyere and Parmesan and season with salt, pepper and nutmeg. See, your MCM would throw these away, but I'm a different breed. I add these into the sauce to make it extra cheesy. We're going to parboil our lasagna sheets and then it's time to put it all together. It goes meat sauce and pasta sheets and meat sauce and bechamel. And then repeat that, putting a layer of mozzarella in the middle and on top, and that goes in the oven until golden brown. Leave to cool for 10 minutes if you want the layers to hit differently. Trust me, this one will have you licking the plate.
My sister said she would fly from Florida to Indiana just to eat this lasagna. It starts with 1 pound of ground chuck and a pound of sweet Italian sausage. Add a diced onion and cook the pink out of the meat. Strain the fat, add 6 cloves of minced garlic back to the pan, and then your meat and onions. Cook on low until caramelized, just like that. Add in crushed tomatoes, tomato paste, tomato sauce, water, stir, then add in seasoning, sugar, and fresh chopped parsley. Stir, cover, and simmer for at least 60 minutes. While the sauce cooks, make the ricotta mixture and set aside. To assemble, add sauce to a 9x13 dish, cooked lasagna noodles, more sauce, all the ricotta mixture, sliced mozzarella, shredded mozzarella, and Parmesan cheese. The next 2 layers are the same. It's just noodles, sauce, sliced mozzarella, shredded mozzarella, and Parmesan cheese. Bake at 375 for 30 minutes covered and then 30 minutes uncovered. It's perfection.
My boyfriend has a secret lasagna recipe and I convinced him to let me film it, and guess what? He has given me the recipe to share with all of you. This is a 4-cheese lasagna with a homemade meat sauce, and honestly, it is one of the tastiest dishes that I've ever had. My boyfriend has put so much love into this lasagna dish and I'm very excited to share it with all of you. If you want the recipe for my boyfriend's lasagna, all you have to do is check out my Instagram page and follow me because I just posted it there. Enjoy.
Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you the best lasagna recipe ever. You start with a pound of beef and then you add some onions and then you add some spices. My mom makes the best spice mix, y'all. And then 7-blend spice, some black pepper and salt. And then you stir it and then you add some tomato paste. You mix that in, you add some water and then ta-da, this is done. And now you make the bechamel sauce. You start with a stick of butter, 6 tablespoons of flour, and then you add milk gradually. I added the whole half a gallon of milk, so that's how much it needed. And then once it's the right consistency, you add salt, Maggi, which is chicken stock, black pepper, and mozzarella cheese, and voila. And now you get to stack the lasagna.
شايف عصافير ودماغي بتعمل بام 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 بام.
Hey yo, Italian check.
If there's one thing I know for sure, it's that my boyfriend's secret lasagna recipe is one of the best lasagnas I've ever had. My boyfriend makes his lasagna with a meat sauce, but he also makes a homemade bechamel that is so good and it makes your lasagna creamy and delicious. Although this is my boyfriend's secret lasagna recipe, I begged him to let me share it with all of you, and he finally agreed, so you can find it on my Instagram, website, and YouTube. Let me know what you think of the recipe. Enjoy.
Here's how to make this veggie lasagna for just $2.25 per portion. Start off by cooking some onion or shallots with some diced carrots, and then add in some bell pepper and veggie mince, or normal if you're not vegetarian. Then add in your fresh parsley, oregano, garlic powder, tomato paste, powdered stock and tinned tomato with a little water. Then once you've mixed that together and cooked it for about 10 minutes, you can make your bechamel sauce using butter, plain flour, and gradually add in your soy milk. Once that's nice and thick, add in your cheese. I went for red Leicester and cheddar, mix it all together, and then it's time to assemble with your lasagna sheets. I topped mine with some mozzarella and cooked for around 45 minutes at 190 degrees Celsius. Just look how delicious and cheesy that is. What shall I make next?
Here are a few tips to really up your lasagna game. Let's start with the meat sauce. Make it from scratch if you can. Sear your meat in chunks to increase the surface area, then break it up. I like to use a minimum of 85-15 ground beef. Next, use a variety of tomato products to create texture. I use whole peeled tomatoes crushed by hand, tomato sauce, and crushed tomato. Season early so everything has a chance to mingle. I use dried oregano, bay leaf, salt, and red pepper flakes. My secret ingredients are Parmesan rind for a unique saltiness and thick balsamic vinegar for a mellow sweetness. No sugar here. Simmer the sauce for at least an hour partially covered. Remove the bay leaf and Parmesan rind and you'll be left with velvety perfection. When it comes to assembly, always put the meat sauce down first to prevent any sticking. Cook your noodles 2 minutes less than al dente, and before you bake, pour a half cup or so of pasta water over the lasagna so it'll never be dry. The full recipe for my lasagna is up on my Instagram. I hope you try it and let me know what you think.
Just to be clear, I didn't invent this, but this is my own recipe. So I start with a roux of butter, flour, and I cook it until it's brown. I added a cup of milk, a cup of heavy cream, and I know it doesn't belong in fettuccine, but I needed a white sauce for the layers. I cooked my pasta noodles. I cooked some spinach for the ricotta mixture. I seasoned my chicken with soy sauce, garlic powder, salt, pepper, and avocado oil, and I grilled it in my panini maker. I cut it into strips and then cubes. You can layer it in whatever order you want, but I started with the Alfredo sauce, the lasagna strips, and then the ricotta and spinach mixture with more strips, more Alfredo sauce, more chicken. I topped it with low moisture mozzarella and a little bit of Monterey Jack. Cover it with foil and bake it in the oven at 350 for 30 minutes, and then you take off the foil and cook it for 10 more minutes, and it's done. This is my all-time favorite food.
Hey, what's up guys? Let's make lasagna. In a deep saucepan, mix 1 pound of ground beef and 1 pound of ground pork. I'm using seasoned salt, garlic salt, and pepper to season the meat. You're gonna cook this over medium heat. This should actually take about 7 to 10 minutes to be completely cooked. By the way, have you ever wondered why ground beef is so popular? I heard it's because flying cows are hard to catch. Alright, so back to cooking. So now I'm going to pour in 48 ounces of my homemade tomato sauce. If you want a video tutorial on how I made it, go ahead and comment tomato below. Cook your sauce for about 20 to 30 minutes. And yes, if you're wondering, I was bullied into making this from scratch. Some of y'all came from my neck because I still like pre-made tomato sauce. I know it may look intimidating, but assembling a lasagna is actually fairly simple. You're going to put a layer of sauce on the bottom, followed by your cooked pasta, put on more sauce on top of your noodles, followed by your bechamel sauce, which is the white sauce you see, sprinkle on some spinach, then sprinkle on some Parmesan cheese, and then some mozzarella cheese, and then you're going to keep repeating that. Cover it with foil and cook for 30 to 40 minutes at 375 degrees, and then uncover and cook an additional 10 minutes. Look at that. Amazing. You have to try and make this. Be sure to click the link in my bio for the written recipe.
My boyfriend makes the best lasagna. Honestly, it's a secret recipe and he let me post a video on TikTok and it got over 1 million views. So basically, it's not so secret anymore. Now I'm taking my boyfriend's secret lasagna recipe and I'm putting my own twist on it with some extra ingredients, and we're making it as lasagna roll-ups. My boyfriend doesn't think my recipe is better than his, but I beg to differ. So now I'm posting the video on TikTok to let you all decide. For the full recipe, check out my Instagram and website and let me know, is my recipe better or is my boyfriend's? Enjoy.
Let's make lasagna. Start off by making a meat sauce. Italian sausage and ground beef. Toss in some onion and garlic and let that vibe. Once you got it browned, add in some crushed tomato, tomato sauce, and tomato paste. While that's back there vibing, let's mix our cheeses together. Ricotta, mozzarella. Coat the bottom of the dish with some of your sauce and start layering. Put it in the oven at 350 for about 30 minutes.